Hello, hope you're doing well today. As usual, I'm your host, Eden Chirande, and this is the Weapons of War podcast. We are continuing with the story of BoU setting cash withdrawal limits. And of course, in their statement, they released that BoU said that they are going to carry out an awareness campaign to sensitize Ugandans on why we should go digital and move away from cash. And in that regard, they have been really going in overdrive, especially on their socials, trying to justify to us why it's necessary to go cashless, or why the move to limit cash withdrawal limits is actually necessary. And they are saying that they are only responding to the market forces of demand and supply. That actually what they are doing is a response to what they're already seeing in the market. Okay. So like this post here said that 93 out of every 100 shillings in Uganda already move electronically. The question is no longer whether the country is going digital. It is how well our rules keep pace. Today, nearly all payments, both volume and value, are made electronically. With mobile money accounting for about a quarter of the transactions. This isn't a shift we are forecasting. It's a preference that Ugandans have already settled on. So they are saying that they are responding to what we are already doing. So it's not them leading, it's us who are leading. That's what they're saying. Then two, this was another post. Isn't they seem to be responding to a question? Isn't a 50 million shilling limit for individual daily cash withdrawals too little? You asked. We are answering. Andrew Kawe, our director, National Payment System Department, explains that data shows only about 9% of cash withdrawals are over 20 million shillings. So they are saying that even the 50 million shilling cap they put on cash withdrawals daily for individuals, that they're saying it's actually, again, due to what they're already saying, that they're saying that only 9% of cash withdrawals are even over 20%. So how many are over 50? Perhaps they are only 2% individual cash withdrawals. So they are saying that this is only a response to market forces of demand and supply. Is that this that they are doing actually is coming from us, the way we are using money or the way we are transacting. But yeah, it's the thing I loved about this match. Someone asks them, speaking too much. This is a reply I found, under this post. And they say that speaking too much, yet speaking nothing at all. So if only 9% are the ones who withdraw beyond 20 million, okay, what then is the purpose of capping? Useless, confusing, wasted English. The person asks a very, very important question here, that if indeed BOU is saying that already people have gone digital, already people are transacting using digital platforms as their means of preference, that only 9% are withdrawing cash even over 20 million shillings. If it is already happening, then why are you regulating? Then what's the purpose of the regulation if what you are regulating is already happening? You understand what I'm saying? So are you regulating just for fun? What is it? That to me reveals a very, very serious ulterior motive. If something is already happening, say if you are a father in your home, everybody is coming back home, say by 8 p.m., why are you setting a curfew? That by 8 p.m., everyone should be in the house, yet everyone is in the house basically by 8 p.m. Or perhaps the latest comes in by 5 minutes past 8 or 10 minutes past 8. And perhaps that latest is maybe the firstborn or someone who had gone to the supermarket to buy something. And then you set a curfew. Would that curfew be necessary if indeed majority of the family members are usually at home by 8 and then you set a curfew at 8? Unless you have ulterior motives. You get that you are not basically revealing to people. So for me, that's what I'm saying here, that BOE, and this was a very, very fantastic question here by she goes by Prophet Rhythm on X. Just if only 9% are the ones who withdraw beyond 20 million shillings, what then is the purpose of capping? So you mean this law, this regulation that you're bringing of capping cash withdrawals to 50 million, you're targeting this 9%? And what have the 9% done anyway? Are they criminals? Why are you why are you regulating them? If they're criminals, go for them, go and investigate them. So you're making a law or a rule for 9% of Ugandans. Doesn't make sense. Okay. But again, I also wanted to draw our attention before we get into the case study for today, Thailand. I wanted to draw our attention to this that someone posted a while back. This was last year when again I was addressing these matters, why we should never go cashless. And this person here goes by the wise master builder. He said that he gave an example of, he shared an experience of what their family member, I think cousin, anyway, relative was experiencing in China regarding the cashless agenda. This is what he posted. He said, I'm here in China. He is posting what a family member who is in China under a cashless system experienced. And that family member was warning him and perhaps other family members to resist and move towards the central bank digital currencies, to resist and move towards this cashless agenda. And this family member shared their experience. Here it is. I'm here in China. On Friday, all my accounts were frozen, that I can't transact anything because I had reached a limit of transactions. Okay. So this rule is that if you reach a given amount of transactions, you can't transact any money until you go to the bank and extend your limit. Now my account was frozen on Friday, so I have to wait until today, Monday. I had to wait until today, Monday. So all weekend, you can't travel, you can't eat, you can't do anything from your bank. And mind you, in China, hard cash is very hard to find. So imagine the stress you can go through. So being with friends has helped me manage till now. But now in bank, okay, in the bank waiting for like 4 hours to finish the issue. The main point is digital currency is not convenience as they claim. It's controlling. It is very hidden from your eyes when you first use it. But when limits and restrictions start biting, you feel the headache. So fight against digital currency in Uganda. This is a person with an experience warning us against these digital currencies or warning us against going completely cashless. Because now they are selling us the sweeteners, but when the restrictions come in, you will not like it. Well, which kind of restrictions? I've given those kind of examples before. They tell you can't buy this so many liters of fuel. Why? Because we are fighting climate change and we are reducing the consumption of fossil fuels. So if you have a car that uses petrol or diesel, you are only allowed to buy 10 liters of fuel per month. No, no, no. You can't buy this so many kilos of meat. Why can't I buy them? Because we are fighting climate change. And livestock is responsible for these greenhouse emissions when the cows burp and fat. So we are trying to curb down, you are trying to reduce the rearing of livestock animals on farms. Therefore, how do we curb that? By curbing consumption. No, you can't buy so many shirts per year. At least buy two only, all one. Why? Because we are curbing, this pollution, industry pollution, producing so many shirts. No, when we curb your consumption, even the industries will cut down on their production and hence we save our planet. They will come for us like that. Or what did you say on social media? And you said it, so now you are locked out of your bank account. They will program our money, they will lock us out of our bank accounts as per when they want, according to their whims. If it's an agenda, if it's what you said, that digital currency that they are selling is a digital prison, especially when they sell it in form of, the only way, let us do away with cash. Now you've had the experience of this person in China, no cash. And then your baggage, your account has issues, and then what? What's your next step? You're locked out. At least share friends at the time to help her through the weekend. But that will cease as we go ahead. We saw it during COVID. Okay. But again, I don't want to take you so much into what I've already said in our previous, episodes. Today, I also wanted to bring you the case study of Thailand. What happened in Thailand? This was September 2025. That some people in Thailand woke up when their bank accounts had been frozen. 3 million accounts had been frozen under suspicious reasons, no explanation, no nothing. People wake up and they can't access their money. They can't buy groceries, they can't buy fuel, they can't buy anything. They've been locked out. And most of these economies are largely cashless. So these people woke up and nothing, you're out. Because of what? Of certain suspicions here and there. But how did they get there? They got there because of the centralization of their systems into a digital ID. Centralized, of course, in the digital ID also has your digital accounts, digital money. It's also there, the central bank digital currencies or whatever currencies you're using. They're on that digital ID. Things to do with digital are handing over a lot of control into the hands of government agencies, which cannot be trusted. So going digital may not be the issue per se, but if they say it as the only way that we lock out cash and all of us get into these digital systems, which will all later be collapsing into the central bank digital currency and the program our money and contrast. This is an example of Thailand, but perhaps to note a few things that I noted from this clip I'm going to leave playing is that this is what they say, that if you have got everything under one roof in one place, it means you can be switched off at a touch of a button. If all your money is on the digital platform, that means someone can switch you off in a switch of a button once and you're off. 2, every banking transaction is monitored and scrutinized, whether you're a criminal or not a criminal. Okay. Then 3, any passive discrepancies are punished without due process. They just lock you out. These 3 million bank accounts that were frozen in Thailand. No, there was no court session where they called in the guys to present evidence. No, you just wake up and you're locked out. No due process. This is a control system that they are building. And then this other point, you are completely removed from the financial system and you don't know when or if you regain the access to your funds. When they punish you without due process, you are locked out. You don't know when or if you'll even regain access to your funds again. Not due process, meanwhile. So people are there fumbling. What next? Then 3, retailers in Thailand stopped accepting cards and now they're demanding payments in cash because they fear that, hey, what if also my bank account is closed down, is frozen? So they started now to demand cash. But remember, cash had been withdrawn, much of the cash had been withdrawn from the economy. So now how are people going to transact? You see that this is a control system that they are building, but under the pretext of, this is the way to go. Everyone loves it. We've seen you guys have demanded for us. We are responding to market forces of demand and supply. No, if only 9% are withdrawing above 20 million, then you cannot make a law or a regulation for the 9%. So you can't. So you find that they're clutching onto excuses to justify this move, but there's no serious reason why they're bringing it forward. But I'll leave you this clip about what happened in Thailand in September last year, 2025, so that you may see where we could be headed if we don't resist this cashless agenda that is being set in motion by the Bank of Uganda, of course, under the dictatorship of global financial institutions. Our BoU is just executing what is being told by global political bureaucrats. That's it today.
Once you've got everything under one roof and you've got all your ID together in one place, it means you can be switched off at the touch of a button. So they brought this system in Thailand, and suddenly, like simultaneously, over 3 million people had their bank accounts shut down. Thailand has become a case study for the use of biometric data in every facet of life. Every banking transaction is monitored and scrutinised. Any perceived discrepancy is flagged as fraud and punished without due process. Regulations have overwhelmed the system, resulting in a full-fledged banking crisis. Over 3 million Thai bank accounts were frozen instantaneously without warning as a result of government overreach. Transaction denied. You contact your bank to see why the payment failed, only to learn that your account has been frozen. All of your accounts, for that matter. The bank is investigating you for suspicious activity and potential money laundering or fraud. There was no warning, call or letter, and there is no clarification as to what transaction was flagged. You're completely locked out of your accounts, you have lost the ability to purchase, you cannot fill your gas tank, you cannot purchase groceries, you've been completely removed from the financial system, and you do not know when or if you will regain access to your funds. This is the reality for millions of people banking in Thailand. That's crazy stuff, folks, and this freaked the entire country out. But the article goes on to say, thousands of accounts are frozen each week. Panic has ensued. Retailers are no longer accepting cards, demanding payment in cash, as they too are worried that they will be removed from the banking system. Confidence in the government and the entire banking system evaporated. People rationally fear that their account will be targeted next without warning. Government overreach has backfired, and the people are removing themselves from the banking system entirely. And that's a really good thing to see, folks. Yeah, so it backfired. And it caused the people in Thailand to see how much they need to keep cash alive and depend on cash. And they're saying it serves as a test case for what this digital ID is going to do. Well, it also serves as a test case for why you shouldn't accept it. And so many of us have been warning about this for so long, folks, and it's imperative that people see this, because this is what's been going on.